ഉപനിഷത്തുകളാകുന്ന ഗോക്കളുടെ പാല് ഗോപാലകൻ കറന്നെടുത്ത് അതിൽ ഭക്തിയുടെയും കർമ്മത്തിൻ്റെയും ജലാംശം തീർത്ത് പകർന്നു തരുമ്പോൾ ഗീതാമൃതമാകുന്നു. അമൃത വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠത്തിൽ നിൽക്കുകയാണ് നാം. എട്ടിമടയിലെ ഈ വിശ്വവിദ്യാപീഠം ഇപ്പോൾ ഗീതാമൃതത്തിന് വേണ്ടി, ഗീതാമൃതത്തിൻ്റെ ചൈതന്യത്തെ അറിയുവാൻ വേണ്ടി ഒരു വേദിയാവുകയാണ്. ഇന്നും ഗീതാമൃതം ഒരുക്കുന്ന കാഴ്ചകളിലേക്ക്, ചൈതന്യത്തിലേക്ക്, സത്യത്തിലേക്ക്, തത്വത്തിലേക്ക് നാം കടന്നു ചെല്ലുന്നു.
Om Sahana Vavadu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Who is happy by himself is a man of self-realization. He is called as Sthita Prajna. His Prajna is steady. Wisdom is steady. He has dropped all the desires, all the selfish desires. It is not possible to maintain the body without desire. If you drop all the desires, body will also be dropped. Body means you have a desire. And Mahatmas also have a desire. That is why you see them as in a human form. What is their desire? They want to see that everybody is happy, living a peaceful life. And towards that, they work day and night in whatever way they choose. Amma also has a desire. What is the desire? Everyone in the world should be able to sleep without fear at least for a day. Everyone should be able to fill their stomach at least for a day. And nobody should be admitted in the hospital due to any kind of violence at least for a day. Everybody should be able to sleep without fear at least for a day. That is Amma's desire. What do you and I dream and desire? How to build a house, how to get married, how to get placement, how to get transfer. This is our dream, our desire. When Mahatma's dream and desire is completely different. There is no selfishness coming in. Think about Amma's desire. When you think about that desire itself, you get inspiration. The very goal itself, you don't need to achieve the goal. And I don't know when it is going to be achieved. It doesn't matter whether you achieve it or not. When you have such a desire in front of you, completely selfless, the very moment you start feeling the joy. When you work towards that goal, fulfilling that goal, you feel the joy. Whether you achieve it or not is not important. The very process brings forth the joy from you because it is selfless.
യുവാക്കൾ എന്നത് ഒരു രാജ്യത്തിൻ്റെ നാളെയുടെ കരുത്താണ് എന്ന് തിരിച്ചറിവോടെ സംഘടിപ്പിച്ച ഗീതാമൃതം യുവാ ക്യാമ്പിൽ ആദ്യമെത്തിയ വിശിഷ്ടാതിഥി ഡോക്ടർ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമി MP ആണ്. ആധുനിക ഇന്ത്യയുടെ ചാണക്യൻ എന്ന് വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കാവുന്ന ശ്രീ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമി 1939 സെപ്റ്റംബർ മാസം 15 മൈലാപ്പൂരിലാണ് ജനിച്ചത്. 1965 ഹാർവാർഡ് യൂണിവേഴ്സിറ്റിയിൽ നിന്ന് ഇക്കണോമിക്സിൽ PhD നേടിയ ഉടൻ തന്നെ അവിടെ അസിസ്റ്റന്റ് പ്രൊഫസറായി ജോലിയിൽ പ്രവേശിച്ചു. സാമ്പത്തിക ശാസ്ത്രം, ഗണിതശാസ്ത്രം എന്നിവയിൽ പണ്ഡിതനായിരുന്ന അദ്ദേഹം മികച്ച ചിന്തകൻ കൂടിയാണ്. നും 1999 ഇടയ്ക്ക് 5 തവണ അദ്ദേഹം രാജ്യസഭാംഗമായി തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കപ്പെട്ടു.
Today I've been asked to speak about my life and my passion. When I deal with my life, I see it in 4 categories. First is, what are my objectives? And bring about some clarity in these objectives. Do I want to be a politician? Do I want to be a scholar? Do I want to be all of it? That sort of thing. Then I start chalking out my priorities. What is my priority, which I should do first, or which I should give the most importance to? And then I start thinking of what strategy I should adopt to achieve those objectives on the basis of the priorities. Otherwise, your mind will get cluttered if you think too many things that you want to do. You must be very clear about your priorities. And then how are you going to go about it, which I call, with one word, strategy. And finally, what are the financial, social, cultural, family resources that you can bring to bear to achieve what you want to achieve? So this first thing is this clarity that you must bring. And this clarity has to be sustained by some spiritual quality, because nothing is guaranteed. Nobody is guaranteed any success in his life. In fact, over the years, I've come to realize that I'm not able to recognize what is a success and what is a failure. They seem to be both the same. I am not talking about success and failure so much, because I never know when a success has an embedded failure, and a failure has an embedded success. When I became a professor at the age of 28 in the IIT, Delhi, a full professor, it's probably the youngest age in those days. Even now, you will not get full professorship till you are maybe 40 or 35. But I got it at 28 because I was already a professor at Harvard, so they couldn't bring me back unless I agreed. I came back when anybody in my place in America would never have come back. Because I had already become a professor, I had written famous papers with very famous, or the most famous economists like Paul Samuelson, Simon Kuznets. And many would have thought, in fact, my professor, Paul Samuelson, who later turned out to be a co-author, thought that if I stayed another 5 years in America, I would get the Nobel Prize. But the bug of coming back to India bit me. And I came back. And I thought that I could do the same amount of academic work that I was doing in America in India, and perhaps build a department.
അടിയന്തരാവസ്ഥക്കാലത്തും LTTക്കെതിരെയുള്ള പടപൊരുതലുകളിലും ശക്തമായ നേതൃത്വം നൽകിയ ഡോക്ടർ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമിയുടെ ഓരോ വാക്കും ഊർജ്ജപ്രവാഹങ്ങളായിരുന്നു.
Because I was opposing the LTTE, the Tamil Tigers, because they were against India. They killed Rajiv Gandhi. So I used to chase them. So I used my influence in the United States to see that LTT is banned in America. And after it was banned, I also told the Americans banning is not enough. They are collecting money in the name of refugees, which is going to buy weapons. So you must ban this Tamil rehabilitation organization also. So they banned that. I came back to teach at IIT, and my teaching, of course, was mathematical, so the students loved it. It was also very glamorous, because those days economics didn't have that much mathematics, and mine was all advanced mathematics, matrices, differential, multivariate calculus, set theory, and all that. So, but in the evening I used to go to the students' dormitory to address on how India can become an economic power. And one thing I kept consistently saying, which I was later proved, that socialism and left-wing economics can never make India grow beyond a 3.5% growth rate that we are achieving. If you want to grow fast, if you want to prosper quickly, then you must go for market economy. Market economy is different from laissez-faire. Laissez-faire means free for all. Market economy means you are an umpire. The umpire is the government, to see that consumers and producers obey laws while transacting business.
തൻ്റെ ജീവിത സമരങ്ങളിൽ സധൈര്യം നേരിട്ട അദ്ദേഹം ഓരോ അനുഭവങ്ങളെയും വിശദമായും വ്യക്തമായും പറയുമ്പോൾ കേട്ടിരുന്നവരെല്ലാം തന്നെ ആ വ്യക്തിപ്രഭാവത്തെ അറിയുകയായിരുന്നു. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ എല്ലാ വാക്കുകളും സന്ദേശങ്ങളാവുകയായിരുന്നു.
There is no such thing as permanent failure or permanent success. They are the same. This is what I said to you. You have to fight a battle. That's an objective. But will I get pain or will I get pleasure? And all that you leave to Krishna. So you have to lead a healthy life, and a life where you must know what is attachment, what is not to be attached, and what is emotion, what is pain, pleasure. All these things are there in the Gita, and it depends on your teacher to bring it out in a way by which you can understand.
സത്കർമ്മങ്ങളാൽ സ്വായത്തമാക്കിയ ജീവിതാനുഭവങ്ങളെ ഡോക്ടർ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമി വാക്കുകൾ കൊണ്ട് പറഞ്ഞു നിർത്തുമ്പോൾ കേട്ടിരുന്നവരിൽ ആകാംക്ഷയും കൗതുകവും ഒപ്പം സംശയങ്ങളും ഉടലെടുത്തു. അവർ ചോദിച്ച ചോദ്യങ്ങൾക്കെല്ലാം തന്നെ പക്വതയാർന്ന അർത്ഥവത്തായ ഊർജ്ജസ്വലമായ മറുപടികൾ നൽകി അദ്ദേഹം.
Achieving something is not success. So
But,
how do you...
success is not achieving something. The other way around.
Yeah. Then how do you view success? In what way should we view success?
So don't bother about success. I wanted to do this and I achieved it, full stop. Or I didn't achieve it, so I will try another route to achieve it. You see, don't give up. You know, Abraham Lincoln, he first stood for what is called as dog catcher of the municipality. You know what a dog catcher is? The fellow goes around. Even that is an elected post in America. So he stood for that and lost. Then he stood for corporator, lost. Stood for MLA, lost. He stood for Senate, he lost. Then he stood for president and became the greatest president of America. That's called tenacity. You see? So don't think in terms of success and failure. Think of achieving targets. And that may be successful, may not be successful. Because it may lead to certain effects which you will have to correct later on. Supposing you say socialism is good, but it leads to corruption, so then who's responsible? So the same way, every action doesn't end with its attainment of your objectives. It has collateral damages and effects all along. And therefore, you don't know how it goes. So you just concentrate only on, I said I will do this and I have done it. But take you shouldn't develop an ego that I did it. You were helped by gods to do it.
What is the key secret for your courage? And also I want to pick up an advice from you as an entrepreneur. How should the youth take the risk in their life if something came like Dharma Sankata for Arjuna?
Well, as far as fear is concerned, it comes only because you're afraid of the consequences of what you're doing. Now, if you have to do something, what do you care about the consequences? Don't attack terrorists, they might put you on the hit list. I remember when I was opposing LTT, one day, one of the stooges of the LTT, Mr. Y. Gopalsamy, now called Vaiko, he came and he said, I have a message for you from Prabhakaran, that he has put you on the hit list and there's no escape. What do you have to say? So I told him, go and tell Prabhakaran, I too have a hit list and he's number one in that. And I got him in the end. If it weren't for me here in India, Rajapaksa would not have done it because he wanted clearances from India. Manmohan Singh was hesitating. I went and met him. I know that there are others in the party there who didn't want Prabhakaran to be eliminated because they have some deals with him, which I will go into it later. But the fact is, the fear comes because of the consequences. And you fear the consequences. You imagine the consequences. You have to do something, you do it. So this is the underlying basis of fear. Fear goes away the moment. If you have faith in God and you are doing what is called as God's work, you leave it to Him to decide whether you are now dispensable or not dispensable. That will be, fear will go completely. I don't think of what will happen if this happens. Supposing I had been caught by Mrs. Gandhi when I came into Parliament. What would have happened to me? It would have been terrible, but I never thought about it. I said, I have to do it, I'll do it. That's how fear goes away.
You said you will have a duty in life. Your duty is to serve the people of this country right now. But
no, my duty is to transform this country where people feel pleasure and pride in living. That means clean up the place, remove corruption, that sort of. Serve the people, it's impossible. There are, 1.3 billion people. And I start serving, I'll go mad. So I have to bring big changes in which automatically the people will not have to face trouble.
Sir, but you found this, first you were a professor.
Yeah.
Then when you came out of college, you came across this duty. So how do we find our duty in our life?
It will be imposed on you, don't worry. You don't have to find it.
By accident
it will come, yeah. Till that time you don't have to do anything. You You can go and see a cinema with your wife if you like.
Sir, I have.
It will come and confront you. That is when you will be tested.
ജയപരാജയങ്ങളെ ഒരുപോലെ കാണുവാനും കർമ്മത്തെ യജ്ഞമായി കരുതുവാനും ഉപദേശിച്ച് ഡോക്ടർ സുബ്രഹ്മണ്യ സ്വാമി MP പ്രസംഗം അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഉണർന്ന മനസ്സോടെ ഉത്തമ ലക്ഷ്യബോധത്തോടെ ഏവരും അദ്ദേഹത്തിനരികിലേക്കെത്തി അനുഗ്രഹം നേടി.
फटतू